Hi, my name is Naa Oyoo. I have one child, one baby girl, and she just turned one, just a few days ago. So I'm the mom of a toddler, basically. Yeah. It wasn't like how people plan to get pregnant and then oh wow, I'm pregnant. I had a miscarriage before my first child, and so finding out the second time that you're pregnant is like a bit apprehensive, like, oh wow, I'm pregnant, and like, oh, I need to do the test again. So I went to the hospital to do the second test just to confirm, and I was pregnant. I have to say I kept the news to myself a bit before I told my husband, because the first loss really was a bit traumatic on me. So I just wanted to be on the safe side a bit before I told him. But I did tell him, and yeah, like, we're excited and apprehensive. Yeah, so yes. Well, my mom was excited, so she's always checking on you. Oh, do you need this? Do you need food? Of course. People eager to pamper you, and the glow. Apparently, I had this glow around me. Everybody could see. I could not see. But I realized, like, I did look prettier. I was like, wow, where is this coming from? Even though I was tired all the time, but I really enjoyed that glow around me, how people treated me. I think having to sleep on my left side was a bit tiring at night, so trouble sleeping at night, that was stressful. So in the morning, it's like you're really cranky, so it's like I'm not even looking forward to sleeping at night, because it was really tough for me. I had a few times where, like, I was, you go and pee and then you see a little blood in your pee and like, oh my gosh, like, where is this coming from, And I'm always WhatsApping my gynae. I'm like, what's happening? Am I okay? It's like, oh, calm down. Those were very, nervous times for me. I think, having to also learn, it wasn't really a struggle, but you have to learn a lot about, your journey and looking out for signs that could indicate a problem, that could also be anxiety triggering. So I really tried to get the knowledge as much as I could. But it got to a point I'm like, you know what, Google is okay. I'm not going to Google my symptoms anymore, yes. So I had a CS surgery, and which means I don't have to eat, the day before going to bed from a certain time. The hospital, I was there with my mom, my husband, and we're just basically waiting for the surgery to happen. And I was so tired. Oh my gosh, I'm like, oh, finally. But then this one too is taking a while. I'm like, what's keeping them? But at the same time, I was a bit scared because I've never had a major surgery before. It's like, what will it feel like, somebody cutting into me? That was a lot of prayers, trusting everything. I mean, your gynae, that, oh, he's the best, people praise him like he's really good at his work, but all the same, you can't help but feel a bit, nervous, scared. Like, hey, I'm alone in this. Like, it's my body, Yeah. So during the surgery, like, the first thing is you hear the baby cry when they took her out. I think a few seconds, then she started crying. And then I also started crying. Like, I don't even know where the tears came from. Like, it was such a weird moment. Like, the tears just started flowing. And like, they came to show it to me. It's like, oh, this is your baby. Is it a girl? I was like, yes. They took it away. Yeah, but I don't know where the tears came from. So they cleaned it up and then they brought her to me. I was like, wow. this was inside me, like a whole human being was inside me. You can't describe that feeling. Like, you just look at the baby like, hey, God is awesome. Like, oh my God. It's like you are just speechless, emotional. And she's at peace, the baby's just lying on you, like, just knows that, oh, I'm okay. Even though I'm out, I'm okay. Yeah. You can't describe that feeling. Oh, wow. Your life is never the same. Like, my life just is not the same. I mean, look at my living room, like, toys everywhere, but it's like, nah. I've adjusted a bit, in terms of, it's gotten better, In the beginning, your sleep is never the same. Like, you never sleep the same again. Because you have to feed at night, change at night for like 3, 4, 5 months, And as the baby grows, it gets better. And I find myself like getting used to her feeding times, knowing that, okay, it's time for a change. And now, like, it's time to play. But then again, you have to kind of like figure out how you're going to start working with all these other changes that has come into your life, right? Yeah. And it's tiring. Oh my God, it's so tiring. I can't even say it enough. Like, now you understand when they say moms are superheroes, They are like superheroes without the capes, You get to understand, like, the sacrifice, the dedication, showing her that you are here for her, like, all the time, non-stop throughout the day. And you realize that, look, when they say a housewife, it's not an insult like we used to see it in the past, It's actually work. And housewives need to be paid for that work because, like, non-stop till the end of the day, But I've sort of, gotten used to it. And I know she'll definitely, grow, and she'll be helping me around the house very soon. So, yeah. I think one of the adjustments is like, it's not even an adjustment. It's more like, oh, your showering time, the time that you have your bath even changes. And you don't even bath the same way anymore. Like, now you're even bathing within a shorter time, like, pour water, like, then the baby starts crying, oh my gosh. And there's been days that I don't even bath, like one whole day. And somehow within me, I'm not even bothered. I'm like, this baby will come first. The baby comes first, When she's fast asleep, I can try her 2 minutes because she'll sense that I'm not around, and somehow she'll wake up. I'm okay to bath the next day. Life goes on, yeah. I think figuring out for me what baby wants to eat, especially after when you want to introduce first foods, okay, and introducing solids. Surprising because, like, you're like, oh, I can do this. Oh, we'll be given a cocoa and, the usual cocoa and porridges and stuff like that. But then you'll be surprised to learn that the baby's taste buds are also developing and changing. So what she even used to love when you started her on cocoa, by the time she's like 8, 9 months, she's like, no, I don't want that stuff anymore. Like, now it's like, I need to think quick and adjust and make her try different things, So I'm like, oh, your parents or your mom will be like, oh, give her cocoa, like, after a while, no, the baby says, no, I don't want it anymore, So that's kind of like catches you off guard, and you have to be creative, Thankfully, I love making different foods all the time. So she also loves that. She loves the variety, So now you'd be surprised. I would make aubergine and tomatoes and cheese. She loves it, But she will not take Cerelac or these other, cereals and stuff. But yeah. So her diet has been very surprising for me since she came. No, it's a try a luck. That's what it is. Nope, trust me, it's child luck. Like, you feel like you read enough books on motherhood, but it's never enough. You read blog posts about people's experiences, but I feel like every experience is different. What works for one mom will not work for the other mom, because every child is different, and how you go about, finding solutions to the little problems, it's always different, So yeah, every day it's trial luck, that, oh, she's crying. Okay, if I give her this toy, she'll like. Tomorrow she doesn't like that toy anymore, So yeah, it's grace that helps us every day. Oh yeah, I lost weight. So I didn't gain so much weight when I was pregnant. I think I gained about 10 kilos. I was like 62, and my pregnancy weight was about 71, 72 thereabout. So currently I'm like drastically down to like 60, so I've lost a lot of weight. I think the breastfeeding too has taken a lot of toll on me. I rather put on a little extra just to fill up, because I feel like I'm too small. Breastfeeding, I remember when the baby came and they're like, oh, breastfeed her. It's like, how are they? I thought maybe there'll be a whole tutorial on how to. They're like, oh, just put the baby there, But the milk didn't come as much, so the hospital was like, oh, okay, they'll give her the Nan 1. I wasn't too happy about that because I actually wanted to exclusively breastfeed, So they gave her that, and they showed me how to express. That was painful. Expressing is painful. I'm like, why is this thing so painful, And I tried like 2 different pumps. One was manual. The manual was so painful. Oh my gosh. And then I tried the electric, which was painful, but it's really slow. Like the milk was coming slowly. And the colostrum and, the 9 ml milk level was like really, really slow. Like I was like, when am I going to get like at least 180 ml? And you can get very frustrated as a new mom if you've never had a baby. Like you feel like you're not capable of feeding your child, especially when people around you are giving the pressure like, milk no mba, milk eba, maba, ohang bekenini, beken mobile, femoni milk. Then I like give her the Nan 1, and me too. I'm like, I really wasn't happy about giving her formula. So I'm like, oh, the baby's hungry, so give her the Nan 1 for now. Until like I started having 90 ml, and it started coming more frequently. I did everything. I drank the soups, I drank the teas, black tea, all the teas, water, trying to get in all the fluids, to produce more milk. And what I realized later was the more she sucks, naturally the hormones in you and your brain levels, everything just naturally produces more milk. So it's not more about drinking the fluids, but allowing the baby to suckle more that would produce the milk. So even today, like even right now that she's 1, I still get a lot of milk. Yeah, I still get it because she's still suckling. So yeah, it was quite an interesting breastfeeding journey, and it got to a point that she just rejected the formula, and now she's like just breast milk. So thankfully I could express enough and store in the freezer and give to her. I was like really happy. I'm like, yay, I'm finally producing enough, and now I can also freeze my breast milk some. Oh, now I can actually carry baby on my back. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to put a baby or to back a baby the traditional way. I never knew how to do that because I didn't grow up in a house where you had to, put a doll at your back and carry, or carry your younger siblings at your back. I was an only child. So for me, having to learn that was really amazing for me. And because it frees your hands to do other things around the house, making sure that, you know, she's finished bathing. I've bathed her, I've dressed her up, you know, and she's looking nice. I'm so happy, you know. It's like when you see her, she's taking a bath and she's rested and she's happy and she's playing. You feel a sense of accomplishment, like, wow, I did this, you know. I work for myself. So I actually started a meal delivery service because of the COVID-19. I couldn't open my restaurant, so it's not easy, especially with a baby. It's not easy at all. Like, but you know, when you look at her, you just tell yourself, like, I need to push myself more and work harder for her. You know, it's not just for yourself anymore. Yeah, because you're creating a whole legacy. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit wild, you know. When we're in normal times, and for example, when you have to go to church, so I wake up an extra hour earlier, like 5 o'clock, just to bath her. So I bath her before I take my own bath and feed her. Then I go and take my shower, but I'll put her in her bouncy chair in the bathroom, you know, so she can see me, so she doesn't cry. And then I'm out of there. I usually put my tea or my coffee in a flask so I can drink whilst I'm driving, you know. But then, you know, you have to pack the diapers, the wipes, 2 toys, a bottle of water, extra clothing, changing mats, extra feeding bottles just in case, you know, or extra milk. So that was when she was much younger. Now it's much easier. It's the same thing, but I have less things that I put into the bag. In the car, when she misses me, she starts crying, like driving with a crying baby. Oh my gosh. Yeah, as for the unusual things, Charlie, we all do it. Like, I think the other time I was like, wow, I'll actually see something in the baby's hair, in her hair or in her clothes. I pick it up and I put it in my mouth. It's like, in my head, I'm just assuming it's food. What else could it be? I'm like, did I just do that? Anyway, and I, of course, dancing and singing and doing funny faces. That one there is normal. I've been doing it. You know, one time I was like, I was going to bed and I had a nursery rhyme stuck in my head. I don't know. I think probably the physical strength of having to carry her around a lot. Can be tiring because currently it's just us. My husband is not in the country, so like it's me all the time. Yes, I have a nanny, you know, who's amazing, very helpful, but when the nanny is not around, it's just me, so that can be a lot. It takes grace, like honestly. Sometimes I can't explain it. When she's at my back and I'm really tired, somehow I don't even feel that she's behind me. Makes you wonder, like, how come? The nanny was like, oh, that's what mommy said. But let someone else carry them, like, hey, your child is heavy. You know, yeah. My fears, I think, has to do with whether I'm doing things right as a parent. We live in a time of so much knowledge or so much ideologies on what parenting should be and what this should be. You don't know, like, what she's gonna hear on TV, see on the internet, you know, all kinds of different things that can influence, you know, a child and make her come to certain decisions and conclusions. You know, I think my fears are centered around those things and what she could be exposed to in this world, and how I'm doing as a parent or what I'll do as a parent. I think those are my deepest fears, you know, because every parent wants to see their child growing up well, doing well in class, they are you know, strong citizens, have good morals, etc. So you also want the same for your child. I think seeing her growth is amazing. It's such a humbling experience. Seeing her develop her motor skills, cognitive skills, like, wow, you did that. And it's like every milestone is worth celebrating, and it's very rewarding. You know that your child is doing well, you know, is showing good growth, you know, and she's eating well, and you know, oh, her teeth starts coming, like, oh my God, she has teeth, you know, and she has her fifth tooth out now. It's like, wow. Yeah, that's like very rewarding. You know that, okay, she's growing so well, you're feeding her right, you know, her brain is developing well. Now she's repeating words after you, even though it doesn't sound the same, you know, it's similar. You know, that shows that she's listening and she can understand you. You call her name and she responds. That tells you that she knows her name. That's amazing. Like, she's growing, like she's a human being. She's not just a tiny bundle like Naa Oyoo, you know. But yeah, I think that's really rewarding, seeing her milestones and her growth every day. That's really rewarding. Like, it makes up for all the tiredness and the tantrums, the late nights, the teething problems. It just makes up for all that. Like, you know, it's kind of peaceful. Yeah.